Hey, this little video is focused more on the intention of younger people, children, teenagers that have been through the school systems that you've been through. Okay, so one of the things when I look in the mirror at me and I go back, if I'm going to use memory, to my first teacher, which is a female, Sophia. Okay, because we're talking about wisdom. And probably if you're a mathematician or a scientist, because they understand this, right? The most important, depending on how you perceive the universe that you live in, but probably the single most important tool that a mathematician, a physicist, okay, would use, if you will, as a tool, okay, in which to get a fix on the universe that they occupy with their state of consciousness, their living spirit, their soul. Okay, and what tool do you think that is? A measuring stick. We measure things. We measure everything, actually. And that's called mapping the terrain, which is mapping the universe, which is mapping electrical density, which is mapping the use of electrons in order to experience the universe that you live in. That's electromagnetic in nature, right? So when you're using the light, which represents what you are in living spirit, and you want to go as fast as you possibly can so that you can experience everything that is out there that the light created, then that means that we have the ability to measure ourselves in that learning process, right? Looking in the mirror, the bidirectional, which is the biofeedback. Because thus, the universe is sort of sending back to us, which is really ourselves sending back to us, which is the old saying says, you are what you eat. Okay? Okay, so if you want to become more in lower form genetically or information, you're compiling data, right? And then when you take a crap or piss, that's waste data. Input, output. So you're processing an enormous amount of information and then it becomes a used product. You're done with it, right? So you got to get rid of it. Okay? So the experience becomes the experience by the use of electrons to experience it with, and then it becomes an acid in which we alkalize it and then we excrete it out of the physical body because there's no use to keep it around anymore. I'm done with it. Now it becomes a fertilizer, okay? Like geese. Go look, see how dense and green goose poop is, okay? Like the Canadian geese that hang out in Reno. There's thousands of them everywhere, and there's a lot of them here in Grants Pass, okay? So there is a method to the madness in the way that all the species that are here can maintain harmony and balance between all the different population groups that are here, in which all of the life cycles, which represents energy that is flowing through everything else that is energy that is being experienced, you get a fix on how she does the physics here to maintain all of the cycles, right? The water cycle, carbon cycle, all the rest of it. Right? So if you're going to be a steward as an Indian down here, or as a member of a tribe or a clan, then we have a responsibility to defend and protect that which we give love to. And our ability to be able to do that is by running more light, right? Because that raises the state of our awareness, which allows us to know what demons do, what Frankenstein do in order to do what? Cut them off at the pass, right? So this is one of the reasons how those that aren't aware of this, I'll simply share with you things that you can become aware of, and that is that there are people here that are looking out for you, okay? And the only way that we can do that is by being more aware. And what raises our awareness, which means we're processing more data, which represents the data that they're using to do the things against humanity, we've got to be aware of. Otherwise, what happens? Collapse of a timeline, Armageddon. Okay? So when you're mapping all of the terrain, you're mapping the information that's being used by a state of consciousness in order to do what? Manifest a result thereof. Okay? So it's like saying, so you mean to tell me you have the ability to be in Los Angeles, California, yet you can be aware that there is a scientist working in a highly secure bunker, okay, that has knowledge in physics and math that's coming up with something that could destroy you? Yeah, of course. Because how is an intelligent and creative universe going to take care of itself so it doesn't collapse on itself? There has to be a higher intelligence that's in place to keep it in harmony and balance, right? Or you lose your universe, the one that you normally experience. So how do you protect what you normally experience as a heavenly realm within you? By being more aware of the parasites that are within you as colonies and the larger colonies of parasites that are in her. Right? So when we talk about purging and cleansing and purifying your spirit, purifying your Merkaba, that means we got to get rid of the parasites and the vampires and the demons and those that use their energy in order to do the kinds of things that they do so that people experience who they are, which is a hell realm, instead of who we are, which is a heavenly realm. The heavenly realms have to have a more powerful way to protect itself against those things that are seeking to collapse a universe. They're universe killers. So how do you protect the universe? By being more aware of what's present in our universe that is trying to destroy us. That's how. That's basic stuff for children, huh? So you can do a comparison, right? Take them into a beautiful forest, a place on the Hawaiian Islands like Kauai, flower gardens everywhere. The energy is like heaven. And then remove them from that place to go visit another place where the energy is down, and then they experience or they're shown things what others do, which is like, whoa, which would you rather experience? That's your free will choice to do that. So anyway, I am eternally grateful to the girl on the planet. I love her with all my heart and soul and everybody that's here, because for me it's like, I can't even believe this is actually happening, but actually it is happening. And so I'm happier than a jaybird that's squawking in the Angeles forest for everybody, because it's like we did it. It finally happened. We did it. And there are no words adequate enough to be able to describe it in a language anyone would understand, other than ways in which I try to do it and put it on the galactic record, if you will. How infinite love has to be in place in order to restore something when others don't believe that it's possible, but I've got to believe it's possible or I'm not what I say I am. Okay, and so I know the